Hello, 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 and welcome to the big show. This is Dim Lights and Stiff Drinks at Dive Bars of Seattle. Podcast of dingy taverns, back alley saloons, gritty roadhouses, and dive bars of the greater Seattle area. We explore the seedy history and salacious backstories of these timeless drinking establishments, along with, sampling what's on tap and swapping some tall tales. We hang out in the places where sorrows are drowned and future regrets are made, so you don't have to. But we don't just talk about awesome dive bars in the confines of some cushy recruiting studio somewhere.
Yep.
No.
We got in our cars. We came here.
All the way over here. We come to you live directly from Seattle's greatest watering holes. With me, as always, the Dim Lights crew. And I was thinking about this. Maybe, what do you think, Dim Bulb crew? I don't know.
I thought we
Shop
were
it out.
the Demimonde.
Demi-Monde.
Isn't that the creature in Stranger Things?
The Soul Flayers. All right. Bob, producer extraordinaire over on the keyboards there.
Hey now.
Noted historian and celebrated author Brad the Stash Panda.
Hello, everybody.
Sweet MFing Lou. This is a family show after all. That's why I didn't say motherfucker.
Good man. Yes,
Yep.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And I'm your host for this episode. Let's go with DJ Swizzlestick.
Swizzlestick.
Yeah,
okay.
DJ Swizzlestick.
You like changing it
Yeah.
up.
Jay Swizzlestick.
Yeah, we'll see how that sticks.
Yeah,
we'll see how
I'm
it
feeling
goes.
it.
We'll see
I
what
like
kind of feedback we get.
Happy tonight.
Right on.
And today we are in the great Backdoor Pub in beautiful and I would say pretty darn sketchy Lake City.
We're in the heart of Lake City.
in the heart of Lake City.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
downtown area at 125th where there's the old
Yeah.
school streets.
That's an interesting
4
point.
blocks
though.
of downtown, basically.
We are right on Lake City Way. And Brad, I think you're going to enlighten us about, is it really Lake City Way? Maybe Lake City Way. But is there really a city of Lake City?
No, if you live in Lake City, your address is Seattle WA 98
Exactly.
something.
I think
Just
the
like
locals here just
Darien.
It's
made this
actually
shit up,
a
right?
district, so it's 4 neighborhoods. They call it Lake City.
Is it all in King County?
Yep, it's
It is.
King all the
Yep.
way up to Mount Lake Terrace.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a whole other episode where we say Lake City exist or don't exist, right?
That's right. And yeah, we
Regardless, we are on Lake City Way.
Well-
we're in what we affectionately call Lake City.
And where are we on Lake City? We are sandwiched between 2 other great Lake City stores: the Fish Store and
Yes.
Hex Records and Books. The Fish Store is owned by Dan, great guy, and Hex Records and
is
Books
it
owned by
literally
Dean.
called the
Nice.
Fish Store?
Yeah,
and it's a
What do
fish
they
and
sell?
chips joint.
Just kidding.
they sell fish.
Oh, it's fresh fish
for
place.
aquariums. Yeah,
Fish tanks.
Nice.
Oh, wait, for
You don't eat
aquariums.
them.
You don't-
Oh.
not edible fish.
yeah, and also like little
Lou's
pet
going over
shrimp.
there and thinking
Beautiful,
he's going to get some
colorful.
dinner.
There's still fish stores.
Pets.
They're pet stores now.
Yeah, no, it's
very
it-
few
o-
fish stores
only,
left.
Only fish, purely aquatics.
That's
he has a
wicked.
great. Yeah,
It's
you-
a cool place to
All
check out.
fish
It
all
is.
the time.
Yeah, so shout out
Okay.
to Dan and his crew, and shout out to Dean over at Hex Records and
All
Books.
right.
And Bob,
Interesting.
Word.
there's the 99-cent bin boxes are out front at the record store next door.
Yes.
I took a quick peek through there. Bob, share us your titles.
We did
I
do-
flipped through them. I saw some.
Picked up some
I
vinyl.
saw some
True
Helen
gems.
Reddy. I
Hell
saw
yeah.
some Neil
Definitely.
Diamond. I saw some Anne Murray.
There was a lot of Neil Sedakis.
Sadaka. What'd
Yeah.
you get, Bob?
I got some Dick Clark radio bloopers, uncensored, and then I also got Acoustic Alchemy, which I've never heard of these clowns, but Red Dust and
You are-
Spanish
you are-
Lace is 2 guitars.
You're
so
in
we
for
will
a
see.
treat. Yeah, you are
we
in
will
for a
see.
treat.
But it's hard to
Yeah.
pass on a title like that. I mean, Acoustic Alchemy.
Right? I mean, that's a
That
treat,
just kind of
right?
lures you in, yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah, and the listeners should know producer Supreme Bob Trombley is also DJ Supreme Bob Trombley.
Hey
so,
now.
Dan, I bet you can be spinning those
So
later
there
tonight,
could
right?
be something on one
Shout
of those
out to
records
DJ
you can
Bob.
wicked
Yeah.
into something.
All right. Well,
All right, nice.
All right, Jay.
Okay, like we
We're
said,
sidetracking us.
the Backdoor Pub on Lake City Way in what may or may not be called Lake City. You want to tell us a little about where we are, where the hell this place came from, and what's going on?
Yeah, well, this place doesn't have a lot of in-depth history like some of the places we covered, but not all of them do.
What's the year?
The building was actually constructed in 1927,
nice.
but its original use was unknown. Looks like it became a bar known as Jim's Tavern sometime in 1945-ish. But there was also another Jim's Tavern in downtown Seattle at the same time, so research in this particular era got a little wonky, as it's hard to discern which Jim's was being referenced. But overall, it sounds like the Lake City Gyms, where we're at now, was a pretty straightforward tavern. Not a lot of, no crazy stories were coming out of it.
We're going back to the Roadhouse days, though, aren't you? Shit was a dirt road in 1927, no?
When it was built, it was a dirt
Yeah,
road. By
yeah.
45, when it became
Boonies.
Jim's Tavern, it was paved by that point.
Okay.
And there was more going on here. And by that point, the liquor laws had changed, so it wasn't quite Roadhouse.
Gotcha.
But they were still around. In the late 1960s, it became Delby's Tavern.
Delby.
Delby. It was owned by Ed Delby, hence the name. Again, not a lot happened, but except in 1969, there was a stick-up here. And I feel like all taverns
Have to have
in
a
the
stick-up story?
40s, 50s, and 60s, it was kind of like a rite of passage. If you were a tavern back then, and you didn't have at least one,
You
in the
either got
armed robbery, you didn't
either-
really earn your stripes.
You either got jacked or you got burnt to the ground.
Or you got burned to the ground,
Yeah.
or your safe was cracked. They would break in after hours
Yep.
and steal your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this one was a live armed robbery. An unidentified man walked inside, ordered a beer, and as soon as he finished the beer, he pulled out a gun, said, "This is a stick-up. Give me everything in the cash
Glass of
register."
courage first. Yep.
This is a stick-up, see?
This is a stick-up, see? Give me all your money.
Yeah.
What year was this?
This was in '69, but here's the weird thing. So he
This is a
fled with the
stick-up,
cash.
man.
Hey, man.
Far out. No, here's the weird thing, though. He then fled with the cash as well as the beer glass that he had just been drinking.
Oh, now that crosses a line.
Yeah, and he made it. He ran out, was never caught.
They used the DNA from the beer glass to identify
But do you
him,
think
right?
that's why? He took the beer glass with him. Do you think that's why he took it? Because he didn't want to leave behind fingerprint evidence? Or was it just a cool beer glass? And he was like, I just robbed the
bet-
place. I might as well take the
I
beer
bet
glass
it was
with me.
in his
That's
hand.
funny.
The guy was super nervous, wanted to
Spur
get
of
the
the
fuck out of
moment.
there,
Oh, you
and didn't even think about setting the glass down. Where he's like, just ran out and just forgot he was even holding it.
Well, I think it's
It could be.
obvious, the answer.
What do
He
you think
hadn't
it is?
finished it yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, according to the article, he
See you
did.
later.
Still 2 drinks left.
Yeah.
Well, I paid for this. I'm not gonna leave it.
What are you going to do? Stop me?
But I wonder, do you think he was forward thinking enough that he was like, I was just drinking from this glass, fingerprints all over it. I need to remove the evidence.
I'm not gonna
Most of
give
these
him.
guys
Nah.
aren't okay.
You don't
Yeah,
think
no,
he's
he
on
said
some,
Most of
like-
these
This guy
guys aren't
just-
like Ocean's
This
11.
guy's sticking up a dive bar. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
He's not the.
he's not
Not
plenty.
the
In fif-
brightest tool in this
50
shit.
years, they're going to discover something called DNA evidence, and they're going to be able to use this glass to
Yeah.
catch me for all the murders.
Yeah. Well, they were at least doing fingerprints back then.
Yep,
True.
yep.
It's true.
So I don't know.
So maybe he was
wonder.
a little bit brighter than we give him credit for. Well, and you said never been found or caught, right? So
Hold on, are we
clearly
talking about?
a genius.
Hold on,
a
are we talking
criminal
about?
genius.
Are we talking about DB Cooper? Who
It's
are we
the
talking
DB
about?
Cooper of Lake City Dive Bar
Yeah.
Stick-Ups.
That's right. That's right.
And he made off with a whooping $223. So
And they still haven't found the cash.
Actually, that's a good haul for back then.
And he's
Wasn't too
still
bad. It
drinking
was
from
probably,
that glass today.
$1,000 today.
Yeah.
Somewhere close to that. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Sitting back, counting his stack, having a cold one in this glass.
Yeah. Maybe it's that glass is somewhere in someone's attic to this day.
Oh,
He
for
kept
sure.
It as a trophy.
Yeah, for sure. It's in a
Maybe
box,
that's how he-
dusty box in an attic somewhere.
That's why he took it. He's like a marker. Every time he does a stick-up, he wants a souvenir.
Like a serial killer. How
So
they-
yeah, when they
like
raid
hair
his
sample.
apartment, they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, those are all the bars that got stuck up this last couple years."
Oh shit!
So not smart.
Trophies, yeah.
Yeah, trophies. Don't keep them.
Lesson to all the potential criminals out there: don't do trophies.
Don't be Dexter.
Well, it sounds like it became the Backdoor Pub sometime in 1980-ish, somewhere around there is when it changed name. So it's been operating as the Backdoor Pub since then. So overall, not a lot of newsworthy stuff has happened here, but rather it simply existed as a neighborhood dive bar for nearly 100 years at this point.
Simply existed for 100 years.
Yeah. But as we've learned, some places have these long, crazy backstories and some don't. And that's okay because, it'd almost be criminal to ignore the places, to only focus on the places that do have the big stories. and ignore the other places? Because like this place is like classic.
Oh, I would say almost arguably by the
Yeah.
aesthetic,
Classic dive bar.
quintessential.
The quintessential
Good
dive
word.
bar.
Good-
Yeah.
That word of
Yeah.
the day. Quintessential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
true,
always want to
true.
make sure and cover these places too, and not just focus on the ones with the big stories. Just to
No,
make good podcast
that's a really
episodes.
good point, Brad, because like it's fun to get into the crazy history of some of these places for sure, right?
Yeah.
But that does not diminish the fact you go in and you just instantly get a sense for these bars, right?
Yeah.
And you walk in this place, you instantly get a sense, oh man, this is a quintessential
Quintessential,
dive bar. It
man.
just
Yeah, this
seeps dive bar.
Yeah.
And regardless of the history, I don't care if it's got the squeakiest, cleanest history or whatever, this is a freaking dive bar. And it rocks.
100%.
Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah, like if you were to ask the average person, like visualize a dive bar, this is like kind of place that they would be picturing in their head.
back
I mean,
door
something very close to
Yeah,
this.
it looked like that chandelier with
The
like
weird,
the
crazy
gold,
chandeliers.
Like,
On the other side there, they got I think like 5 or 6 pull tab machines, coin operated pull tab machines.
yeah, for
Next
sure.
to
Oh
the
yeah,
pinball.
is that what those are back there? It
Here-
looks
here we
like
go.
it looks like a giant
Everybody-
ATM, but with a laundry.
if you're ever in a
One
bar
arm
that
bandit
has
on the
those,
side.
quick move, veteran move, always make sure and go check what's going on in there. Because I was with the buddy before. He pulled it
I
out.
would think we need a visual of that, but post it on Facebook,
he
Instagram, or something.
He pulled out like a $75 winner that was just sitting in there. Someone had pulled some, forgot about it, left.
Oh,
he
really?
pulled it out. There's no one around. Cashed it in. And
maybe-
made-
lucky
maybe
day.
they were paying it forward.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
it's
some
always
super
it's always worth
generosity.
checking it out. Little
So
tip,
yeah, it looks like a
veteran
one-arm
tip.
bandit. It's got the slot machine arm on the side, and it
yeah.
just kicks out pull tabs, right?
Just kicks out pull tabs.
So yeah,
looks
I
very
think we
seductive.
established a new tradition every time we go to a bar that's got pull tabs,
Yeah.
which a lot of dives do in the area.
Yeah.
We do a play. So
Yeah, we do a play and we
right.
we got 20
We all
pull
played
tabs
some. We played 20.
for $10, 50-cent pull tabs.
And what did-
maximum
and what did we win?
jackpot $440.
Yeah.
How'd we do?
$3. We won $3.
Or
So
we made
somewhat-
30% on our investment, or
Some-
15%,
somewhat less than
That's a good way to
400
frame it,
people.
though.
15%
Yeah.
returns,
Yeah.
Sweet.
or we're down 7. I don't know.
I'll take that investment any day. Wait.
30%. I like those numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about how classic this place is for sure, and I'm looking around, and we're going to get into some of the decor, like what this place truly is like, but one of the first things that pops into my mind is a place that reminds me of another dive bar that unfortunately we won't be able to record at, the High Life.
Oh, Belltown,
Right?
right next to the Moore
Hell
Theater,
yeah.
that
I mean,
one?
look around
Yeah.
like some of the shit that's on the ceilings or whatever. Am I right?
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
a little bit. I get a High Life kind of vibe to it,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
love because that was
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine too. And
I
they made
never
a
hung out there.
stiff drink.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
One time, that was one of the nights I've ever.
That
one
was
of
a
my
crazy
drunkest
place.
nights of my life was there. We went to a Mariners game with Bill, who's a serious drinker. So I had 3 pints or 3 beers
guys
at the
were
Mariners
racing.
game, and went straight to my head. And we went. He was like, "Let's go get one more drink at the Nightlight," and I didn't notice he kept refilling it. Like Bill was going and refilling my drink, so I thought I had one. And he was like, "No, you put down like 3 of them." Because he was drinking hard, so he having to go back to get beers for himself. And he would always refill my empty. And at the end,
So you were feeling it.
oh my God, it was the worst hangover I've ever had.
We've all
This
been there.
guy sounds like a great friend.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You just magically refilled
Other
it.
than the hangover.
Yeah, the next couple days I was talking to him. I was like, "God, I never feel like shit in my life. I had 3 beers and a drink." And he was like, "No, dude, you had 3 of those, and you should have saw how she was pouring them." It was like blah, 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 blah. Coke.
Well, we don't call it dim lights and stiff drinks for nothing. And in fact,
Yeah.
if you look at some of the reviews of the Backdoor Pub, this place is kind of known for not their beer, but their creative and very stiff mixed drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got a back bar to kind of like back that up. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
see the bottles lined up there. So
Got a
it's
nice-
the bottles that you should see in a dive bar.
Nice
Yeah.
mirror
All
backgrounds
the-
to,
all the
class
s-
up the joint.
Yeah.
And what's the toppest of the top shelf? We got Hennessy,
shit, I don't
we
have
got
a glass
Maker's
on it.
Mark,
Yeah.
we've got Wild Turkey 101,
Ooh,
Belvedere vodka,
fancy.
Tito's.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Fancy.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you're not going to find like a 30-year aged bourbon, but this isn't the kind of place you come to look for that
No,
kind
you don't
of
want
drink.
that.
Yeah,
you
no-
want Evan
no
Williams.
Manhattan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah.
up
No,
there.
no Pappy.
No, Evan Williams.
Yeah. But that's what this place should be.
Give me
That's
some
what they
Johnny
should be
Walker.
serving.
Some Jim Beam.
The other thing I want to say about this place is the people who run this place were very welcoming hosts, and we're happy to have us pay a visit and record a podcast here, which is not always the reception we get, as we discovered recently at a place we shall not name.
Uh-oh, trash talking.
But I just want to, for such a warm invite at such a great dive bar, a big shout out to everyone here at the Backdoor Pub.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you.
Because
Super warm
that
and
means a
welcome.
lot to us when we get welcomed.
Do you
in these
remember
places.
the owners' names again?
The one I talked to, her name was Dorothy.
Dorothy. All right, shout out Dorothy.
Shout out, Dora.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, great place you got here.
Yeah, this is a cool place.
Well, speaking of some of the locals, I was talking to my buddy next door, and he said he came here after work one day from the record shop at 7 p.m. One of his favorite time here. Monday, Seahawks Monday Night Football, 7 p.m. Came here just with enough time to drink a couple of beers for the last, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game. And then he just was high-fiving all these people, and he realized, he looked at the crowd, and he was like, man, this is just a really cool atmosphere. And
Yeah.
just really
Absolutely.
enjoyed himself
Yeah,
in the crowd,
absolutely.
and just a really good environment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
the
it's
vibe I
fair
get
to
here
say
too.
a lot of times we record this early evening, like 5, 6, 5:30,
Yeah,
before the place gets jumping, and this place had a big turnout. I mean,
I think they
there's
got their regulars here. This is a place.
a
where
lot of
you
places we
see
go. There's
regulars.
3, 4, 5 people. There's 15 people here.
Yeah.
We got
Like,
that
they
fancy
support
outdoor
this bar.
patio on back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
picnic tables? Shit, hell yeah.
Nice. Here comes another
That'll
one.
do it. That'll do it.
Can you hear the
Yep.
squeaky
No, I'm
door?
sorry, we're full. We're at capacity. You'll have to wait outside. No, not quite like that.
Nice.
Not ready for the red velvet ropes out front, but soon, maybe soon.
Nice. And we have to give a shout out to. Thanks everybody for coming out to the Shanty Tavern to celebrate the
Yeah.
release.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah,
that
we gotta
it's
thank you
gonna
very much.
fall,
Plug away
yeah.
at
That was
Lost
awesome.
Roadhouses of Seattle.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's Lost Roadhouses of Seattle.
Correct.
There's no the.
There's no the.
It's like the Eagles. It's
Get
actually
your articles
Eagles.
right, Luke.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a killer turnout.
That was a great turnout. Yeah.
Where'd all those people come from? Are you big time, Brad? The place was packed.
Dude, well,
Were
shout
they
out
for
to
you
Dana
or
and her
for Peter
marketing,
Yablecha?
too.
Dana and her
Some
marketing.
for the
There was
Shanty?
a
Peter,
Seattle Times article that
Brad.
came out the week before.
Oh, that's right.
The Now
That's
and Then.
right.
I think
Yep,
that
yep.
helped a
Got
lot.
the PR
and,
machine going. Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was super psyched at all the people that showed up. So thank you very much for that. And
That was good times. Good times at the Shanty.
It was cool recording a live podcast in front of a
Previous
live audience.
episode?
We've never done that
That's
before.
right.
Which will
So
be the episode after this, and if everyone's curious, should we roll it like that? 'Cause I think that would make sense
Yeah.
for continuing.
Yeah.
Keep listening.
Yeah.
Keep listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We record these, put them in the can, and that one's going to be coming out in the next couple weeks. So
stay tuned.
check it out. It was a live episode. I didn't know it was going to be live. I thought we were going to be at a table in the back podcasting after you guys did your presentation as
You
the
rose to the
authors.
occasion, though, Lou. You were the
Oh,
man.
yeah,
You
It
were
was
MC.
like on
hostess
stools
the
with an
mostest.
audience. I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never spoken to an audience before.
Yeah.
Dude, you were a natural
guys,
I've
master of
given
ceremonies.
presentations at work with people I
You're like, where's my
don't
PowerPoint?
see every day, but
Not
I was freaking out.
big room full of.
Well, we just
Kind of unknown
lost
people.
half our listeners because they're like, fast forward to the next episode. So sorry about that. Stick
way
around.
better than this
Stick
one.
around. We got more shit going on in this episode too.
So yeah, that turned out great, and it ties into where we're at here because the Lost Roadhouses are on Lake City and Aurora.
Yeah.
And we're on Lake City, so this
Yeah.
was
Well,
during
Shanty was
Prohibition.
just
If
down
you
the
want to
street.
get away from Johnny Law,
This is where
this
you
is
came.
where you came.
Yep.
Victory Way.
Victory Way at the time.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was one of the more fascinating.
Oh yeah,
parts
Peter's
of your,
part about the road.
Yeah, part about Lost Roadhouses is the history of Lake City Way. What it was, like 5 or 6 names previously. Most of those didn't stick. The locals are like, "Fuck that, this is
Yeah.
Lake City Way."
Victory
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even now it's kind of a
Bothell,
confusing
Kenmore.
roadway because it
522.
changes depending where you're at. You could either be Bothell Way or Lake City Way.
522.
Yep.
Or what is the other one? Is it 103?
Yeah,
Something
and
like
then
that.
You take the shit into Woodinville. It's something else. Like
Yeah,
523 or something.
Yeah. So anyway,
But yeah, that's really what it is. It's a road. That's the coolest thing I thought was originally there was a dude up here who was a logger, and he needed to get his shit to Henry Esler Sawmill, and he made this road
yeah.
to get it down there. And then other people started using it and pitching in, and
Yeah.
eventually it became this
Horses and buggies and
major
shit.
arterial.
Yeah.
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 Someone lays it down, and everyone else is like, "Hey, it looks like some clearing here," and
Yeah.
pretty soon you got a freeway.
Got tired of steering his horses around the trees and stuff. He's like, "I'm gonna chop these fuckers down, make a road." The rest
Pretty
is
much.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. All right, you guys want to do what you drinking?
I think now would be an excellent time
Let's do
for
it.
what you're
All
drinking.
right, so I'll start off here. So, good selection of beers on tap. Not a great selection, good selection. 9 taps, which is about average for our dive bar, about average.
Yeah.
But I got one thing that we were talking about before we started here, a beer that we see quite frequently in dive bars, not all the time. I would say about 20-30% of the time of the dive bars we recorded out, Stella Artois,
Yeah.
which for some dive bars is like the snooty beer on tap, the highfalutin, the European, premium stuff. And I actually got that because I have not had a Stella Artois in decades.
Really?
I hate to admit. Yeah, long time. And, anything's better on draft, right? So I got it. It's on tap. Got one of those, and it's as good as I remember. It's
kind of Budweiser-y.
It is.
It's a lager,
it's a
but
little.
It's like
it's a step
Budweiser,
up.
but from
Yeah.
Europe.
It's a European little step up from a Budweiser or a Miller or something like that. It's
Yeah.
more like a Lowenbrau, But good stuff. Nice
And it's
Pilsner.
a fun word to say. Rolls off the
Stella
tongue.
Artois.
Artois, yeah.
Yeah, and some of them where they supply the bars with the Stella tap.
That's right.
That's
And the
pretty
fancy
cool.
glass.
Fancy, yep, with the light up handle and shit.
Yeah.
This place does
They've
not
got
have
some
that, but they got it on tap, so that's good
Well, and
enough.
you know what they do have on tap that it made me realize, I'm surprised we don't see it more often, is PBR.
Yeah.
Because
It used
Yeah.
to be every.
Yeah.
Well, that used to be everywhere. It was kind of like
Everywhere.
almost a trendy beer for a while, in the 2000s.
It was
you know what I
Rainier
mean?
or PBR.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah.
Who did he roll with?
You're totally right. You hardly ever see those. They just have them in bottles. You hardly ever see them on tap, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
and
Yeah.
also,
This is the first place I remember
for
seeing
the
PBR on tap.
non-hipster audiences, that's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
and shout out to
Yeah.
the now defunct Knock Knock. They used to serve you a PBR and a 40-ounce glass bottle and a brown paper bag for, I believe, $3. I believe.
God
back
bless
in the
America.
day.
Yeah, God bless America.
And a $2
Yeah.
plate of nachos bigger than your head, or pardon me, not nachos, tater tots.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
Was that place over by U Village?
No, it was on 2nd Avenue, between Pike and Pine.
Why
Okay.
would you ever leave?
Right by the turf.
Why would you ever leave?
Jesus sold the joint,
Oh, damn.
The Turf.
which
So
he now owns Rocco's. So
was
shout
that a
out to
good
Jesus.
place to get your ass kicked?
No, that was a good place to take your check after on your Friday when you get off work. They'll cash it for you. You can spin the wheel there. You can also drink a 40-ounce. You can get a grilled cheese, and when you spin the wheel, you're liable to win something or lose.
I
as well.
worked
Fantastic.
for about a couple of years in the same building that the Turf was housed in, right next to Knock Knock.
Yes.
Remember Knock Knock? Yeah.
That's what I'm referencing. Knock
Yeah.
knock.
Yeah.
Knock
That's what I'm
Knock,
about.
yeah.
That was my bar with the big devil up behind the bar. I used.
Yeah,
oh man,
yeah.
memories.
Yeah, lots of good memories.
Yeah.
But I'd go into work, and it would be like 6 in the morning,
And
because I would
they're still-
start early, and you could hear the music still going from the walls of the
It
Knock
was
Knock.
an after-hours
they were-
bar.
I was just coming to work, having my first coffee, and they're
Brad-
still going.
Brad's going to work at 6 a.m., swinging by and getting a 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good man. Yeah.
Brad's on.
Lou, you held up the microphone. I definitely think it is worth calling out here. What is playing in the background? Slayer. Yeah.
Slayer.
Fuck yeah.
Right when the beer segment came on, did you notice that?
I don't-
It was like destined to
I
be.
don't-
Actually, Slayer's the house band tonight.
Yeah.
Along with Satan's Pilgrims.
Have we had an episode where
We got
we divulged that a good 75, maybe 100% of us are metalheads?
Yeah, Bob, I've never heard. Are you a metalhead? I've heard you talk.
No.
No.
But
Oh, he's
I
a
am-
closeted metalhead.
No, but I
Yeah.
love metal. I'll talk
that-
metal all
that's
day.
metalhead then.
I'm King Diamond.
That's-
Merciful Fate.
Merciful
We
Fate.
don't
Yeah,
wanna put you on
Melissa.
the- we don't want to put you on the spot here.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
have to
okay.
rattle off metal bands. We believe you.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
believe
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
My buddy, shout out to Kevin, a.k.a. the lead singer for Slut Vomit. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, Slut Vomit.
Shout out to Slut
Yeah.
Vomit.
Celebrating a 30th anniversary today.
Slut Vomit.
Sold out 3 nights at the
That's what we
Paramount.
danced to at my wedding.
Oh, that and Spandau Ballet. I think, again, worth calling out. I think this might be the first dive bar where there was some Slayer playing. I could be wrong, but
Oh, for
No,
sure.
I think you're actually
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
all right.
remember hearing Slayer in a bar.
Yeah, makes
Well,
me wanna
and,
grab a skateboard.
When we were just
Seattle.
setting up, Jane's
It's not a
Addiction
funny sound.
came on from the Nothing Shocking. I was like, yeah, because that's another classic album for me.
All the more reason to love the back door. Lou, what you drinking?
I'm going to pass it over to Brad. I'm drinking the same thing he had.
Yeah, so I got the Elysian
On his
Hazy.
recommendation.
Contact
And it's
haze, right? Yep.
Contact
yummy.
haze.
Yeah.
Contact Haze. It's such a good beer. It's light, not overly hoppy, goes down easy. Great beer. Thumbs up.
Now,
Glad I ordered it.
Am I correct? Contact haze, that's some sort of drug reference? Is that right?
I don't know. It could be.
It could be, yeah.
What did you hear about it?
I don't know. Somebody told me something about
What did they tell you?
Are you having a contact haze?
contact haze. Well, we're joking about it, right? But that is definitely a theme, right? Pot-based and drug-based beer names
What's the
are.
new Space Dust one?
Oh God, I
Dank,
don't know. There's like, dank dust.
Yeah.
or
Dank
something?
dust,
yeah.
Dank dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots and lots of dank beers.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
pot-based names for beers.
because-
like crazy.
Marijuana and hops
Are in the same plant
So
family.
when
Both
like
grow
the
like
fresh-
weeds.
Citra hops especially are kind of pretty danky,
Yeah.
kind of smell
Yeah, I
like
haven't had the
buds.
dank dust because it sounds kind of gross, but the review I read of it was like, this thing smells and tastes like marijuana.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, they used it
some
for,
of them.
as hops,
yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, it's because of the
Yeah.
hops.
There's
Totally.
plenty of
Just use the
danky,
leaves.
pot-smelling.
Which
beers,
we're one of
but,
the
yeah.
Washington.
What the people want.
And there are actually pot-infused beers that in some states, maybe you can buy them in Washington. I don't know. Would
This has a nice Bob Ross, a play off of Bob Ross. I forget what it was called, but Cloudburst Brewing, right by the Pike
Yeah,
Place Market
yeah.
on Western. So shout out to them. But they had a really funny name beer. Oh my fucking God! My buddy was drinking this the other day. That's exactly
Yeah,
Happy Little
yeah.
Trees.
It's
Wow.
a beer?
let's go ahead and
Yeah.
have another drink
Oh,
here. yeah.
nice.
Yeah, from Cloudburst Brewing.
Where'd you get the shirt?
I love Bob Ross so much. My family always gets me tchotchkes stocking
More
presents.
more
Bob
name
Ross
dropping.
themed stuff.
How
more name
bizarre
dropping.
is
Bob
that?
Ross. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all knew him.
Yeah, something
good
like
friends
that.
with him.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I got this in my stocking one year from Christmas. It looks like Bob Ross, and it says "Happy Little Trees."
Okay.
It's actually like a painting with a cutout of his profile,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it says "Happy Little Trees."
nice. I think that's like what the beer might be called too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always wanted to paint like him.
As did we all. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
can.
You
tried
made it
doing.
look so easy.
I tried doing some happy little trees. I tried.
They weren't so happy.
They
when
weren't so
I painted
happy.
it.
No, they were. Those are angry trees.
I got
Very sad and angry trees.
I got the starter set for my daughter,
did
which
you?
a little tabletop easel and the set of Bob Ross brushes and paints, and
Yeah.
the extended video that had like a 2-hour instruction. And at the end of her first one, it looked like a painting.
Did it really?
Whoa!
Yeah, literally.
Wow!
Damn, Lou.
It was
Oh
like-
shit!
Was she artistically inclined to begin with? Like, did
She
have
is,
that
yeah.
Kind of, so that probably made all the difference.
But no, I was her
Lou's
assistant.
prodigy.
I was like cleaning brushes and kind of.
Were you guys wearing berets?
It's that easy. Yeah. No berets. I don't know where you find a beret.
Smoking. And, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, put on.
Wow, we just offended 2/3 of our audience. Wow. So, do you come to a dive bar like this and get inspiration for your art? I would say yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob
and
Ross
more
did.
people keep coming, and the metal's going again.
I know, this is great. Not only getting more crowded, but getting more metal by the minute.
So somebody's playing this on the jukebox, right? Like this isn't from
right.
the bartender,
That's
correct?
right. Yep.
They have
Yep,
a internet
this-
jukebox.
Yep, jukebox jams.
Oh well.
I mean, that's a good sign. of
after
this
the
place.
break, we'll pull it up and tell you what the top played songs at the back
Absolutely.
door pub are.
Might be some Slayer in there, which would be very impressive.
Yes.
Nice. All right, you guys ready to get another round? Bring
Yeah,
in the
let's
house
do it.
band.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Satans, take us out. Be back in 5. We're back. Thanks, Saints
Shit.
Pilgrims. We got round 2. What'd you get for round 2, Jeremy?
You know, 2 Elysians on tap. Elysian's one of my favorites, local Seattle brewery.
go
So
wrong.
we got the Contact Haze that you talked about, Brad. You got another one of those going. I
Yep.
got the Space Dust, a classic IPA from Elysian that is crazy popular nationwide, perhaps even global at this point.
You see that
Yeah.
sign a lot in a lot of places.
Yeah, that beer is
It'll
just
knock you on
blown
your ass,
up.
Jack.
Is that what they say?
It'll knock you on your ass, Jack. It's like 8%, right?
I don't think it's that high. Maybe 7. So, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Good, nice, strong man's beer. Man's beer.
Yeah.
Good one.
Nice. And I got the Mac and Jack.
Oh, classic.
I haven't had one of
Yeah,
these in
classic.
15 years.
It's a
Another-
solid beer.
It's
Always
an
good.
amber.
Another local Seattle-based, Redmond, right? They're up in Redmond, I think.
Yeah.
Seattle, yeah.
Yep.
Northwest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll,
totally.
we'll give them a pass. We'll call it
Yeah.
Seattle. Yeah.
Seattle adjacent.
In fact, they operate out of a transmission shop in Bothell. That's where they started.
That's
They've
right,
been
that's
around
right.
since, I want to say, the late 80s. And they're still operating in the same place. And I was thinking it would be cool
They have
to go
remodeled,
there
though.
and
It's a cool place
record
now,
an
though.
episode there.
Really cool. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Or maybe
And
they could
you know,
sponsor
you've
us for a
got the
keg or
African
something.
Amber, which is that made them. Mac and Jack's African Amber. That put them on the map. But they have a whole slew of beers. They have a fantastic IPA, giving the Legion a run for their money. So, but
It's funny you
hardly
mentioned
ever see
that.
them on
I
tap.
never see anything
You never
but
see
this.
it. Right, you never see them on tap. But they have some fantastic other beers. They have a pale. They have a Pilsner. Is fantastic. Their IPA is very, very good. They have a couple of IPAs. But yeah, you're right. You never. Who's got them? Nobody.
And up until recently, I believe you could only get the beer by keg in the bar. But I think a couple of years ago, they made it available. They canned them, so you could buy them in store.
You
in the
know
can.
who?
Nice.
You know who expanded their Mac and Jack's selection in cans recently? A few months ago. Costco.
Shout
did
out
they?
to
Yes.
shout out to
Yeah.
Costco. Yeah.
And a
Cans
pretty
are
darn
pretty
good price, I
popular
might
these
say.
days.
Oh. That's
Shout
what
out
you
to
heard.
our sponsors, Costco.
Yeah, that's what you heard, right, Jeremy?
Nice.
Shout out to our sponsors, Mac and Jack's.
Yes,
Costco.
of course.
The other thing they have on tap here that you also don't see, in addition to PBR, is Bud Light.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Kind of a die-in.
That just seems like such a dive bar staple.
Old school tap
school,
handle
yeah.
on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
for
cool.
sure. Yep.
So, beers,
It
all
is kind
kinds
of
of
cool.
different beers for everybody.
Great classic bar, dive bar decor. They got the tap handles on one little rack up there with all 9 handles. A pretty standard fare. Right behind them is a pretty old school looking cooler where they keep the bottles and the mandatory White Claws and shit that you see all over the place these days, right? And then to the left and right of that is some pretty grungy looking, shelves with the mirror backgrounds for the booze. Oh, and the pull tabs, of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys want to do where we're at?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Well, since we're low on time, should we do that or should we do the music, the jukebox?
Well, we can do it quick because we already did a Lake City bar once before with the shanty, of course.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot more that needs to be said. We mentioned the road. That's kind of the history of it. So
Yeah.
I want to do just a quick game since this is the last weekend of summer.
Uh-oh.
School starts on Wednesday, right? So let's do a summer recap. We're going to do a quick game. It's called I Don't Know Shit About Street Fairs. Satan's, hit me. All right.
How about I don't know shit about back to school?
Yeah, I'm out of that world, man.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know shit about street fairs. Is that what you said?
Yeah, because the 6 boroughs of Seattle all have street fairs every
Yep.
summer, which means
Yep.
on one weekend they have a stage at each end of the area that they block off. And there's bands playing all day at each stage, and there's a bunch of vendors.
What do you got
selling
for
art
West Seattle, Lou Dog? What do you
and
got?
jewelry and all that stuff, bunch of food vendors. So I'm going to say the name of a street fair, and you tell me what neighborhood it is. I'm going to start with you, Bob.
Ooh.
The Block Party.
Capitol Hill.
Would have also accepted South Lake Union.
Uh-huh.
They also call their the Block Party.
Really?
Brad, the Solstice Fair.
Fremont.
All right. Jeremy, this is a tricky one.
Uh-oh.
The Street Fair.
The street fair?
Yep.
I know that one.
How about
There's only one that.
Fremont?
Brad
No?
put Steele.
University District.
Edmonds?
University
Oh.
District.
Call.
All right, Bob.
Yeah.
Back to you for Summerfest.
West Seattle, but
Ming, ming,
really,
ming,
more
ming, ming,
importantly, it used to be called the West Seattle Street Fair or whatever. We just called it. We never called it Summerfest.
Very creative. Yeah, very
But
creative.
now it's billed as Summerfest. Shout out
That's
to
right.
Summerfest. Shout out to, shout out.
All right. Brad, back to you. The Worst Festival.
Worst.
Spelled like the
Of
sausage.
course. Come on, that's a gimme.
Well, Ballard? Vinny Ridge?
Wallingford.
Queen Anne.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wallingford.
What were you going to say? You said that was a gimme.
I was gonna say Ballard,
Yeah.
so I was clearly wrong.
Oh, okay. Well,
I do know
you
which
got
one
a
the-
chance to make up for it. This is the last one, Brad or Jeremy. The Seafood Festival.
Seafood Festival.
You just
That
said
I
it.
know that one.
Yeah, you just said it.
That one Ballard?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
God.
right. Correct. That is in Ballard.
Woo.
Where you get all your lutefisk needs met.
Oh,
I got
boy.
Black
one.
and salmon sandwich.
I got one for you guys that I was actually just at 2 weeks ago. The birthday party.
Wait, that's not in my research.
Well, you fail. Block party put
Shoreline?
on every year in Shoreline.
Shoreline.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Shoreline birthday bash.
That's cool. All right, guys, great job.
Nice.
Thank you,
Okay.
Satans. Let's do a quick recap of. They have an online jukebox, so we can look at what the hot songs are. And here's another question. Satans, you don't need to play us some theme song music, but what's the most popular song at the Backdoor Pub?
Ooh, the most
look.
popular?
Come on, Jeremy, you can't
Okay,
look.
all right. Well, this is a dive bar with, I would say, a classic, quintessential dive bar clientele. So I'm gonna go with like classic rock, maybe some. No, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it up.
Just pick a
Fog
name.
Hat.
Okay, nice. Brad.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think I'm going the classic route way as well.
Thinking like AC/DC, something like that kind of thing.
I was exactly thinking AC/DC. I'm going to say Back in Black.
Oh,
Nice. It's Fleetwood Mac. Gypsy.
Oh,
Okay.
That was my second guess.
Other
me
stuff.
too.
We have AC/DC. Have a drink on me. Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Excellent.
Bob Seger, Turn the Page.
Nice.
Grateful Dead, Terrapin Station, Linkin
Good stuff.
Park,
Good
Breaking
stuff.
the Habit, Lizzo, About Damn Time, some Michael Jackson.
So kind of eclectic.
Yeah, and in terms of hot artists, it's what you're saying, Brad. It's Zeppelin, Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Grateful Dead, The Doors, Van Halen, Bob Seger, Aerosmith.
We cannot,
Slayer.
Yeah, we cannot
They're on
forget there is a huge metal contingency, and one of the reasons we know that is the app that tracks the songs played on this internet-connected jukebox will recommend the top musical genre songs, and what does it recommend? Metal.
Yeah.
That tells you something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Not a big surprise here.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a thing that's it says recommended. Oh,
Yeah.
now playing is the Cars Heartbeat City song.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Enter Sandman, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Fall Out Boy, Femmes. That's cool. All right. So yeah, there we go. That's what you'd be listening to if you were here at the back door.
Wait a second. Okay, the app is calling Violent Femmes metal. No. Red Hot Chili Peppers metal.
You have to have an
No.
electric guitar to be
No, yeah, okay. I call bullshit on the app.
Not a
Now,
three-piece.
Metallica,
It's an
okay.
acoustic
Tool,
bass,
all right.
guitar, and
Five Finger
one drum.
Death Punch.
Definitely.
go.
There we
fucking
go.
metal.
There we go. Rammstein. You guys remember Rammstein?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Godsmack, Volbeat. There's some good metal in there, but Red Hot Chili Peppers, no. Violent Femmes, no. Sorry.
Brad.
Sorry, software developers. I'm calling bullshit on that one.
We shared with each other, like Spotify at the end of the year, we'll say this was the shit you listened to the most. Mm-hmm. Like, what'd you guys listen to? And Brad,
Oh my God, are we gonna have
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
podcast
That was
playlists?
one of mine.
Yeah, it was.
No. Are you talking about the end of the year list?
Yeah, Spotify. Your Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't think it did.
Last year.
I think
I
Brad
used to
needs
be-
his memory refreshed.
No,
yeah.
I like the Peppers, but I haven't really been into their catalog for a while, so I don't think they were on there.
You might have fell asleep listening to it and it played it all night.
Have you
I don't
guys
think
jammed
so.
out to the latest, the new album?
No.
Oh yeah, they had a.
I
they
couldn't
got
tell you their
2
last 3
coming
albums.
out.
Yeah.
Dashboard Confessional.
No, it's not Dashboard Confessionals. No, and it's not Poison.
It's not the Poison Motley
Uh,
Crue.
it
Def
is.
Leppard
It is.
show at T-Mobile Park.
No, and it's not Joan Jett. Although I wish it was. I would love to go to a Joan Jett concert in a heartbeat, but it's not that. Unfortunately, it is a Beatles cover band,
Fine.
Oh,
and I'm proud of it.
which one is it?
Shit,
a couple
I don't remember
good
the
ones.
name
All right,
of them.
Beatles cover band.
But
Awesome.
they are doing the entire Revolver album tonight.
Oh, killer!
Live. Yeah, I think we were wrapping it up here at the Backdoor Pub in Greater Lake City Way. I'd love to come back here. I love this place. It's starting to get pretty fucking crowded, so I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. It's noisy, plenty of metal and shit playing. Crowds about people eyeballing our table, and we're wondering when the hell we're gonna get the hell out of here. So, but come check it out. Thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Like,
everybody.
subscribe, check out the social media, and we'll see you guys later.
And thanks to Tina, who welcomed us
Absolutely.
in tonight. Thank you, Tina, and thank you to everybody
shout out
else
to the crew here.
at the
working
Backdoor
their
Pub.
ass off, doing
You
a
guys are
fantastic
awesome.
job.
All right,
Thanks,
let's
guys.
rock on ahead. Cheers.
Cheers.